cough during winter can be quite bothersome, whether it's a dry, hacking cough or one accompanied by phlegm. The chilly season seems to amplify its impact. Today, I'm sitting with pharmacist Tsepo Sefuru, who is going to share some important information about different coughs and what cough mixture to use. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Now, Tsepo, just to break down, what is a cough?
Now, essentially what a cough is, it's the body's way of removing any particulate matter from the lungs, the airways, or even the throat.
So then what is a pharmacist's role when it comes to treating a cough?
So now, essentially what a pharmacist is, we are basically the first line of defense. We are the most accessible healthcare providers in South Africa. So we can basically advise you in terms of what cough mixtures to use for the type of cough that you may have.
Okay, and speaking of the different types of coughs that you may have, I know for myself, every time I get sick, there is a distinct difference between two coughs that I have personally experienced. What are the different types of coughs and how can we differentiate the difference?
So there's essentially two basic types of cough. There's a dry cough, and it's in the name, it's a dry cough. So a dry cough is a non-productive cough. It doesn't have any phlegm, it doesn't have any mucus. So it's basically a cough that's triggered by an irritation in the back of the throat. And then a wet cough would be a productive cough that has phlegm or mucus in it. So it's productive. So there's something in your chest that is phlegm that's coming out that needs to be removed, and you can feel it in your chest or in your throat.
Now, we all want to be soothed at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So what are the different cough mixtures or cough syrups that we can use to treat these different coughs?
With a dry cough mixture, you need something that's going to basically inhibit that irritation that causes the dry cough. Now, with a wet cough mixture, there's multiple avenues that you can basically explore with something like that has peppermint oil, which actually soothes the back of the throat, or something that has guaifenesin, which is an expectorant. Now, an expectorant, that's in the name. It expels all that mucus and the phlegm in the back of the throat and in the airways. So it expels that mucus and helps tremendously with that wet cough.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to throat lozenges, can throat lozenges also soothe the cough?
They do. They work quite well. What they do is they work in two ways. So they stimulate the saliva production, and they also soothe the back of the throat with an irritating cough. But I would not recommend them for children because they can be a choking hazard. But they work quite well and exceptionally well for adults.
And finally, Tsepo, as a pharmacist, what would your advice be for someone who has a persistent cough that just won't go away?
So for a persistent cough that won't go away, you can approach your pharmacist for any medical advice in terms of the cough, in terms of the type of cough, in terms of what medication to use. And also, the pharmacist will also brief you in terms of what's in the cough mixtures that may help you or what medication may help you in terms of that cough. And then the pharmacist may refer you to a doctor if need be.
Thank you so much, Tsepo, for spending time with me here on Afternoon Express and not only breaking down the different types of coughs, but the best and most effective ways to treat them.
Awesome. It was a pleasure being here.
Remember, it's very important to choose the right cough syrup, but if your cough becomes concerning, consult a healthcare professional. Now we've got some great news because Woods is giving away a cash prize of 5,000 Rand. To enter, simply tell us which Woods product is your go-to for a stubborn cough. Remember to include the hashtag Woods Cough Specialist and tag @Woods South Africa. Do follow them on Instagram and on Facebook. This competition closes on Monday, the 22nd of July at midday. T's and C's apply. But tune in next week for another chance to win with Woods.
Woods Great Peppermint Cure is the cough specialist you can trust to seriously relieve cough for the whole family. Available at leading pharmacies and retailers nationwide.